Hello, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Can you believe May is almost over? Wow, 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 wow. So I want to say hello to Shiloh and to Judy and to Danielle, Sandy Powers, and to Annie. And it looks like we might have a few others on here that haven't populated yet. I see Danny's on here. So we are playing along with Craft Roulette. And what did Craft Roulette do to us this week? Well, they gave us a Z-fold card. Our element has to be games. We have to add a cat and we have to use summer colors. What in the what? I mean, I've seen some crazy stuff going on the Craft Roulette Facebook page and in the gallery. So let's do this. Now, I will tell you, this is extremely personal. This card is very personal for me. This is going to somebody who I love and care about and is facing a battle. So a Z-fold is, and I'm just doing an A2 card. So this would be 8.5 by 5.5. Then you score this at 2 and 1/8 to make it fold back. So I did put some bokeh paper from my stash. We are using the Halloween. Here, let's get rid of this. Sorry. We're going to use the Halloween flashcards. So if you're not aware of what flashcards are, and we're also using the gaming one. So you've got like the controller, you've got the cards, you've got the dragon from the Dungeon and Dragons, you've got King, Queen. So basically this is for my gamer friend. If she pops on, she's going to know who this is for. Anyway, and she loves black cats, so that's why she's got this in here. So, and we're using the Halloween. Halloween's got some scary looking things, but she loves herself a black cat. She's got a couple of them. So this is for you. And if she jumps on, she's going to know who it's for. Anyway, in fact, she's the one that's created both of these flashcard sets. So her favorite color happens to be orange. So we are going with, this is just going to be in the background. This isn't going to be seen. I just wanted a little bit of a pop of color. We're doing the Unstoppable Girl because right now my friend is up against a battle. And I figured that I needed to remind her to put on the full armor of God so that she could stand against any of the devil's schemes. And then I wanted to remind her that the comeback is always stronger than the setback. And then this middle sentiment is, I learned that courage was that absence of fear, but triumph over it. So she had mentioned on one of her social media posts that she was kind of in the fearful stage. And I'm just reminding her that we're all behind her. And we are praying for her and we are standing in battle with her. So we're using her Dungeon and Dragon because this little girl here, her Unstoppable Girl, is going to beat that demon down. Okay, so that's the thought. Shiloh just said, you better answer your card, Sandy. You're so funny. Sandy's like, I don't have this one. I want to go ahead and color the little girl first. And I am going to color it to look more like my friend. So anyway, my friend liked orange. If you couldn't tell, that's why we went with the orange and the purples. Yes, Sandy, we are slaying that dragon. Praying for that every day that we're going to slay that dragon. There's no doubt in my mind. But until the battle starts, I'm going to battle it spiritually. So here we go. We're using our typical EO4 because we have a light-skinned Caucasian that we're coloring this for. We're going to put just a little hint at the hands here. And we can go ahead and put it on the outside of the nose. Okay? Thanks, Sandy Palace. Prayers to my friend. She might jump on here. she's been known to jump on, so we'll see. Most of my team members know her and know what's going on, but I know the few of you who don't know her probably don't, but it doesn't matter. I just want to show you that you can use non-conventional pieces of non-conventional products to tell somebody that they can beat cancer's ass. Danielle saying she's interesting enough. She's working with a prey dye. Hey, I probably need that. Hey, Justine, good to see you. We're slaying some dragons, so we're using our Dungeon Dragons guy from Gamer, and we're going to slay that dragon, and we're going to kick cancer's ass. So there we are. I don't normally cuss like this on lives, but I can't think of something better to vocalize my anger towards than this. Okay, so that was the E2 one. My E11 is darker than my 11. That's why we did the 11 first. And I'm just going to color in that hand. It's not worth that. Hi, Reagan. Good to see you. We are playing along with Craft Roulette. And we are using, for the gaming piece of Craft Roulette, we're using this dragon from our gaming flashcard sets. This is our E00. You had a sweet. Danny said she had to switch over from Joy's channel so she could be with the cool people. You're so funny. I could see you on the chat, on my side of the chat, but I know that they probably couldn't. Now you're seeing a lot of blue coming through, and that's because I did it on something that was printed with blue. Once that dries, we'll reevaluate if we need to add more color. Now we're going to do a redhead. Trying to decide what colors I want to do for that. Okay. We don't have a whole lot of real estate to work with when it comes to like the hair, but we're gonna make it work. So I'm using a wire 27. I have no idea how juicy this marker is. I know it's filthy. So that goes over those skin tones just perfectly. Hi, Brian. Long time no see. And he's reminding everybody to do a thumbs up, a like, a holler, a scream, all those things. All right. So, the husky's going to come in here and cause some trouble. Okay. Maybe he's not. I don't know. We're going to use an E49 because you still need a scary dark when you're doing hair. So that you give texture. Okay. Okay, I'm going to flip her over because it's easier for me to do these little strokes away from me. You struggle with coloring hair, Sandy, it is always really bad before it gets better. So now I'm going to cut. That was an E49. This is an E39. You notice I'm starting to concentrating here a little bit. Danny says it's one of her favorite things to color. When I used to color more often and had more practice, it was one of my favorite things to do. Now, sometimes I have to remember to be light-handed. It's always easier to add more than it is to take it away. I just found me a dead marker, folks. When your marker looks like this, it is rubber and it's hard. It is no longer good. You cannot revive that, because if this is rubber, it is rubber all the way through, and no matter how much fluid you put in there, it's gone. So you just throw it in the garbage. And do you see how loose that lid is? It doesn't even want to work. So in the trash it goes. So that was wire 2-3. We're just going to use a wire 2-4. And I don't think I put the cap on tight this last time I used it. And that's really kind of all that we need for her bun. You love the Bible verse on there, Danielle. Good. Me too. There was a time in my life that I had to read myself that Bible verse every day as a reminder that I too could have the power of God in me and I could make it through anything if I needed to. So I think it's a really good message, and I'm just glad to share it with everybody. Oh, I don't like that color. Hold on. Okay. So Annie, I haven't heard, I don't know if we've talked much. How are you doing? So I'm doing E13 all the way around the eye. Even the area where the white is, we're just going to fill that back in with a white marker, so it doesn't matter. Then I'm taking E27. I'm going to go across the third of the eye, top third. And I'm going to use E17. It's a color we don't use very often, huh? And then I know everybody's dying to see how it comes back to life. I mean, I am. See how that changed everything? I'm telling you, it's like the window to the soul is what everybody says. Okay. So let's give her some color. I'm going to go in with a, hi Tara. I'm going to go in with a R21. And doesn't that just brighten her up just enough? I mean, just so cute. And I want a little bit more of a shadow where this armor would be. So I'm going back in with my E04 and I'm putting in a pronounced shadow. Okay. Thank you, Brian. I think it's pretty darn cute myself. My friend Michelle drew this for me. She actually has one. I have a version of it for me. You know what? I think I missed some hair. I have a version of it for me that it's actually holding a Copic marker. There. I just put that in shadow because it would be with the helmet. All right. All right, all right, all right. Let's start bringing in some pinks and some purples and some oranges. This is going to be fun. I say that sarcastically. Nope, I don't want to do those. Let's do. I'm thinking we're a work in progress. All right, so I'm first. So orange and pink will play nice together. Orange and purple do not. So I'm telling you that so that you know that they will make mud. So you have to have a transition color. So pink is going to be the transition color when we get over to the dragon. And if you notice, this orange kind of has a pink undertone, and that was done on purpose. So that was a wire 616568 now. All right. Now over on this side, we're going to dot in some RV11 to kind of like be the transition color. RV17. Pulling the wrong side of my markers. That was 14. And now I'm going to go back in with that YR65. 61. Dotting that in. Kind of bleaching her. Going to bring in that RV11. Kind of dot that in. And now we've kind of got a little bit of a two-tone. We're going to bring in a little smidgen of that YR68 so we can brighten her up. Okay. Now for her outside shield. We're just going to stick with 3 colors. We're going to do V12, 17, 15, and 17. Okay. I think she's going to retreat, aren't you? You should have a good time there, Tara, if that's what you're doing. Unless you're going on vacation, then I don't know what you're doing. Either way, I'm sure you're going to have a great time. Now, I don't know if I want to leave that white or not. All right, let's start coloring her gray. Going to be using a lot of grays. So I'm going to do C9. And I'm going to do the inside portion of the helm. Now this is extremely juicy, so when I cap it, I'm not going to cap it all the way. I'm going to kind of leave it open. It's a mess. That was C9. We're going to do C5. And we're going to finish that off. Because the inside would definitely be darker than the outside. So actually, let's go with that C7. And there's going to be a shadow where the helm is over the back of the helmet. So that brings the helm forward. And we're going to go ahead and just do that front too. All right, C5 is back here. And we're going to do just a little bit of that circle. And there we go. All right, we're going to do a little bit of this chin strap. I don't know how accurate this would be if they would actually have a chin strap or not, but I'm going to give this a nice cast shadow all the way around where her head is to bring her head forward. Go on to C3. Did you notice I went pretty sloppy with that? Now this is C1. And I'm just doing a real quick glaze over that. And I'll finish this chin strap. All right. Before I forget what I want to do, so I want to make this little heart pink. And then I want to do the outside of it orange. Okay. So let's start mapping out colors here. So underneath the chainmail here would be dark and shadow, right? I'm going to do this garb in shadow. Under the belt, and then this shield would also give us a nice shadow. This shoe strap would give us shadow. And we can go ahead and put the back of the shoe in shadow. And we can maybe do a little bit of this little strappy thing here. And maybe a little bit of that. Let's see. And the heart that would also be up on the chest. Okay. Or stomach, whatever. Get your anatomy straight. Okay. The things that I haven't decided what I'm going to color, I'm leaving kind of undone so that I can make up my mind later. Like I said, it's so much easier to add color than it is to take it away. Everybody's being kind of quiet in the chat all of a sudden. Although it looks like there's quite a few of you in here, so chat it up. What's wrong, guys? Justine's cooking taco salad for dinner tonight. It sounds like I need to come to your house. Haven't had that in a while. And I think this chick would be like a fun girl. So I think she would have like her belt would be purple. And I think her knee pads or whatever these are would be purple. So let's do it. The straps on her shoes I should have colored. Okay. V15. $17. You love the colors for the accessories. Thanks, Justine. We're going to go wild here in a minute. So I added a little bit of that pink to the knee pads and stuff, but I think she's turning out really, really cute, you guys. All right. I want to give her a gold. I don't know what this thing's called. My friend Lisa told me what it's called. The decorative piece of the sword. Somebody here's got to know it. Somebody will correct me. Judy's on her exercise bike. You win for the day. You're the most productive then. More power to you, friend. And I'm just going to use a T3, which is way extra. You wouldn't have to do that. I just wanted it to be a little bit different than her suit. Super cute. Maybe I'll give this a little bit of dimension. There we go. Hi, Shalana. I haven't seen you on here in a long time. Good to see you, friend. All right, so we are making this for a friend of ours who is battling, and so we're playing with Craft Roulette. So this little girl is going to slay this dragon from the gamer set. And then we're going to do, I don't know where the cat went. And then we're going to, since she loves cats and I have to add a cat, we are going to have it where the cat pops out at her like this. And it says she believes, so she did. So in fact, let's go ahead and color those eyes green, because I know her cat's eyes are green. That's from our Halloween flashcard set. Okay. Super duper easy. This is the one I'm sweating, ladies and gentlemen. I'm being honest, at least. But let's get her done. We're going to do an RV19. And why am I starting here? I have no idea. Other than it feels right. And I think we could do like this horn. That color. And we're just going to work it back and forth until we figure out what I like. But we're having fun for right now. This is going to be our dragon. Our dragon that our friend's going to slay. Thank you for Justine for dropping those in. I'm going to add a little bit of orange right here just because I can. See how that plays nicely? I just love that. And now we're going to do some orange here. Reagan, you have to admit that I don't normally bring the ordinary to the Craft Roulette game. I always try to bring something a little bit different. Now, is it always executed right? I don't know. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but I do try to do a little something different. We're going to start here with some scales. We're going to make it purple. Danny looks like she's dropping out. She's saying, have a good crafty night. Good to see you, Danny. Thank you for stopping by. She said her hubby's going to be calling her soon. That's important stuff. I know when Sean calls me, I tend to get off the phone too. Or I try anyway. I know it's always appreciated by him if I do. He's so cool. So cool. All right. So we did those scales purple, but we're going to transition this into pink. So I'm using an RV19. And I'm going to follow it down this way, which is not traditional. Okay. Now I'm going to skip to an RV11, which is significantly lighter. And that's because I'm going to bring in orange. Because it's my dragon and I can do whatever I want to. It's like it's the party and I can do what I want to. See how that's like transitioning really cool? And then I'm going to darken that up like here. Feel like maybe a little bit of RV14 needs to. They just modeled that in there. So with these colors, we're not stuck. Now we might be stuck more like with this one. Because this part of the body, I'm going to do purple. Okay. So I'm basically using all the same colors over and over again. My next retreat's not until I go to Craft Roulette, which I am looking forward to. But now I'm going to bring in my R14 again. See how that changed that purple? Isn't that cool? Just love him. Who knew I was going to love Color Dragon? Because it would not have been on my #1 list of I've got a color. But it is now. It definitely is now, girls. I like these colors too, Judy. I didn't think it. I did it because of who it was being made for. It wasn't because these are my colors. There we go. And I think this one I'm going to do in RV11. And we're going to start we're getting into the nitty gritty now, like the textures and color placement. So that was 19. 17. Oh, yeah, so cool. I swear to you, I never thought I'd be saying this about coloring a dragon, but he is cool. So I'm going to start mapping out what I want colored what. So I feel like I want this to be oranges. And that doesn't mean I'm not going to add the other colors. I just don't want to mess up. I want to get this far and then say I woulda, coulda, shoulda. So I call this color mapping. This is what happens when you don't know exactly what you want to do. So now I do know that I want the top of his snout to be purple. You guys need to yell at me sometimes if I get off camera. I get so excited about coloring that I forget where my positioning is. V12. All right. So I think I want this one to be purple because I can. Probably would have been awesome if I would have stayed in the lines, but I can fix that. There we go. We just pushed it. All right. Now let's think about this. Now I know that I stuck with wire 68, but I'm going to bring in a wire 09 because I want some drastic color changes here. Okay. So cool. And I am going to go dark there. And then I'm going to wash it with a RV19. And I completely changed that color. Now we're going to go back in with our normal colors or wire 68. This is some wild hair, you guys. Is it hair? I don't know. I don't know if hair is the right word, but that's what we're using. Okay. Because why wouldn't we have curls on our cute little guy here? RV14. Stop it. He is wild. We have a spot here. All right, I'm going to bring in, for his ugly teeth here, Y26, because he's got gingivitis or tartar. Hey, Christina, I didn't see you. You're watching from Weatherford, Texas. You're trying to either start your Craft Roulette card or your Catcher's Card Challenge. Well, hey, glad you're here to craft with us. Okay. So I want this guy to have a bright green eye. I don't know why. I just do. Okay. He is bad. I was getting ready to say the bad word here. Okay, let's see. I'm looking for my white acrylic. Okay, where did that go? I literally thought I just turned you guys off the screen, so I freaked out there for a second. I don't know if you saw my look of pure, like, scaredy catness. Oh, where did it go? This desk of mine is such a mess. This is a brand new one, never been used, but so we can give like a little dot there. I got to get rid of that rubber band. That's going to make me nuts. But I think we need to give him some like highlights. I think this one needs a little bit more color. Okay. Let's give him because he is fiery. It's a stunner. Yay! I'm so glad. Okay, let's let this acrylic dry for a little bit. We can start putting this together. So I want this to hang off the backside. Okay. So I'm going to put some glue here. so that when she flips it out, it just says hello, like that. So actually, I was trying to decide if I wanted to hide the flap. Hold on, let's talk about this for a second. So we can hide that flap under here, like so, and it would still go beep. Yeah, let's do that. So we're putting glue just on this side. Look at me trying to make sure I'm doing it right. Yep. This side. Always better to test it out first than having to rip it apart. So I'm going to use my little piggy to really reinforce that score and to get that glue to stick down. Which I still didn't get it on there straight, but we're working on it. Okay. And you know that I want a little bit of dimension because, do I though? I don't. No, we're just going to, this is a shocker. We're just going to glue it down. Hi, Jay. Good to see you. Long time no see. I literally just said your name a few minutes ago. I was on the phone with Christina. And I asked her if she had seen you. Because I hadn't seen you for a minute. So glad to see you, my friend. Oh, I cannot glue this on to save my soul. We're ripping that up. We're starting over. I got excited because I saw Jay jump on here and perfect. Now I want to pop it up. This panel, what size is this panel? Okay. Still have this dirty thing out. I'm not, one of these days. I think I've said that for like 5 weeks straight. Whatever, it's fine. Oh, she's the fun stamp. Jay, if you like her, you need to stick around for next month. I think it's going to make you extremely happy. Just thought I'd share that the boys in the club might be happy with the stamp that's coming next month. And now because I can't get anything on straight, we're still putting the glue down. Not because this adhesive doesn't work. Okay. Now, that's the Z fold so far. Really stinking good. Now, I need to cut this. This is going to break my heart to cut this down a little bit. Like this is killing me to cut it. Oh, surgery. Okay. For those of you who don't know, orange is not my favorite color. Girl, you should know me by now. I am not going to fussy cut him. I actually thought about it for a second. All right, what do you guys think? So for the Craft Roulette parameters, we had to have Z-fold, game-related, summer vacation, and add a cat. So we've got the Dungeon Dragons dragon. We've got the little unstoppable girl who's going to slay that dragon and she's going to kick Cancer's ass. We've got all kinds of uplifting sentiments. I learned that courage was the absence of fear, but the triumph over it. Put on the full armor of God so that you can take the stand against the devil's schemes, which is Ephesians 6:11. The comeback is always stronger than the setback. And then because my friend has a big black cat and we had to add a cat, I did a flip out and said she believed she could, so she did. So we're believing she's going to kick Cancer's butt. So there we go. So we did more than a Z-fold. We had a lot of fun doing it. I officially did it without crying. I really thought that I was going to cry during this. But yeah, do we need I think we need some sequins. Okay, so this is the daffodil, which I normally wouldn't use yellow with this, but since this has like the bokeh colors in it, I think it's going to turn out really pretty together. That, and it's one of her favorite colors. I've been trying to decide like what I can do. One, to show her support, and two, just to feel like I'm doing something. And I figured I own a stamp company. And why would I not make cards? In fact, I don't know if you guys know this, but when I first started out making cards, it was kind of my ministry. And I would pray over the people who would receive it. I would pray that God would get the cards to the right people. And then I found chemo angels, and I used to send cards to people in the chemo angel community, which was really great. To be able to participate in that aspect. So now I'm doing it for somebody who I love and care about. Okay, I'm not picking those up very well. But I will still pray over this card. I actually already have prayed over it. I prayed over how to make it, to be honest. And then I will write something on the back, and I will definitely ask for God's wisdom on what's right, because I don't have the words right now. Have a lot of angry things I could say, but anger is not going to be what helps the situation. So we're going to ask for God's directions, God's will on all the things. That's all I can do. Okay, there we go. Doesn't the daffodil look like bokeh? There you go. So I'm really happy with this. I think it turned out great. You'll have to let me know what you think. I'm down here. See, I don't know what I'm doing. I think it turned out great. I'm really happy with the card. I think it's something that she's going to love. And I think she's going to love this little tip out cat. So, okay, guys, I think that's all that I have for the evening. If you have any questions or anything, you let me know. Again, thank you so very much for your support this month. Several stamps sold out. We've got those on reorder. And if there's something that's missing that you're looking for, just hit the notify me button. And as soon as it comes back in stock, we will email you. All right. See ya. Toodles.